What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Mikey McNuggets from New Jersey in my sister's bedroom because my bedroom is currently being occupied for our Christmas festivities. Earl the Pearl, G. Bush, as always, coming at you. And, guys, another 2-minute warning show live. And this game did not look like it would be close. And all of a sudden, the Browns have the ball back with 2 minutes and a chance to win this football game. It is unbelievable how this game is kind of went up and down, topsy-turvy, the ups and the ebbs and flows.
Cardiac kids, baby. Cardiac kids point two.
Right now. This is
yes,
crazy.
Sir. Good ball to David Njoku. We moving. We on the move right now. Shout out to the defense, by the way. 3, 4, 5 big stops in a row. Listen, I thought this was over. Offensive line is beat up right now, but I'm going to tell you what. Browns moving the football and playing like a playoff team. Let's go. Let's go. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, man. I tweeted out earlier, man. I could tell early this was not going to be a pretty game. But I'll take an ugly victory all day long, man. That was a big drop right there by Amari Cooper. Looked like it was a flag on the play. Don't know who it was on. The fact that the Browns still got a chance to win this game and you to turn the ball over 3 times, that's amazing. Defense that only gave up 10 points this entire game.
Yeah, you guys are ahead of me this time, so I'm going to let you guys take it till the game ends.
Oh, you was off. Oh, it looks like they're getting them, again, they're on the offsides. David Njoku lined up offsides on that play. It looks like that's a league mandate. So they called that, and he was offsides.
So that'll be first and 15 now, G?
First and 15.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he definitely was offside.
Oh.
That was a very tight window. He threw that ball in there. Very tight window.
Was it complete?
Was incomplete.
Cooper didn't get his head around in time to see the football, and it hit the receiver. It hit the DB in the face.
Oh.
I don't know if he lost it, but it just, he didn't get his head around.
Flacco had some pretty tremendous throws in this game. He's also had a couple of, I would say, the worst throws he's had in a Browns uniform. And I feel pretty good about Joe Flacco in this moment, guys. He's proven in the past he's about as clutch as it counts when it matters most. And the Browns need some heroics. It's third down?
Yeah.
It's third down now. These guys is probably, the chat is ahead of me. They saying, hell yeah. I don't know what hell yeah is for. Because we just threw a screen pass and I ain't see nothing on that one.
So we're all behind because Jason Lloyd just texted us and said they refuse to cover Njoku. So Njoku's going to catch something next, and I have no idea what's happened.
I mean, this is deadly. This is deadly in here. Let me see. What a throw.
Chief. Okay, Chief.
What a throw off your back leg. He won't go down. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Njoku strong is an accurate. That's an accurate statement, man.
Let's go! Shout out to the dude with no shirt and the Hawaiian tattoo on his body. Let's go.
For the people out there, Earl G, you guys, I am using my phone for this. I can't see the chat. I can't see super chats. So if you guys see super chats,
we'll get to him.
Not with us today. We'll try to flag them.
Yeah,
I just want the people to know I'm on my phone. It's going to be a little bit of chaos.
Hey.
Big throw by Flacco.
Hey, off his back feet. Let me tell you something, man. This is why I love watching this team. We may get on them on these platforms. We may be on Twitter going crazy, but for them to even be where they at right now with that offensive line, no Joe Bitonio, no running game today. You didn't look like you had it. And guess what? Joe Flacco threw 3 interceptions. But when it was all down, ready to go, guess what he did? He found Njoku. Let's get it going, boys. This is why I love the Cleveland Browns this year.
Njoku with 10 catches for 104 yards, the touchdown. He's been incredible the last couple of weeks.
Oh, let's go!
Incredible. Flacco with 374 yards. He does have the 3 picks, but when it matters most, G. Bush, that's off his back foot double clutch over a defender.
My goodness.
It's a ballsy ass throw by a veteran quarterback.
These dudes is weak. These dudes is days ahead of us. It don't matter. We're gonna live it through what we living it through right now. right now.
I have no idea what's about to happen.
Hand off to Kareem Hunt right now over the middle. Boom. Boom. I think they're going to call a timeout. They should be calling a timeout. Right now, listen, they didn't call the timeout. G. Bush, where's your Kool-Aid? I stay with the Kool-Aid. I got the Kool-Aid Mafia hat on right now. I got it on right now. Why do you think I didn't put the rest of the stuff on? Right now, 17-17, the way I'm looking at it. Kareem Hunt just ran the ball. They called a timeout. It looks like the Chicago Bears have 2 timeouts left. 2 timeouts. We probably, I want to say, on the 30-something yard line. Let me see. Fourth quarter, 42 seconds.
I think it's even closer than the 30, G. I think they're inside the 30.
They might be. Ball at the Chicago 17. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it's a chip shot at this point for Hopkins. You just got to force Chicago to use both their timeouts.
Yeah, we're forcing all that.
But also, you know, he could be aggressive here. He's known to, as soon as you assume he's going to do something, and in this case, it'd be run the ball twice, force him to use their timeouts. He'll throw a little play action or a little naked bootleg out.
I would throw up.
G. Bush would go crazy. Yeah,
I would throw up on myself.
He pulled Adam the Bull from last year after week 1.
Bro, I would tear up my own studio. And black people don't do that. McNuggets, how many times when you was younger did you tear your room up? I hate you, Mom.
So I'm in my sister's room right now because my room was tiny, dude. I had like a 2x2 closet for a bedroom. It was a joke. Actually, I didn't even have room to tear it up.
You just turned around and knocked a couple things off the wall.
Yeah, that's a better expression. They use another timeout, so down to 1 timeout here. Now I know how you guys feel when we do these post game shows. I can't even see the chat, but I am way behind. I mean, I'm on a very legal stream. Definitely.
Listen, I feel like in New Jersey you could get put in jail for that. Y'all got the Teamsters up there or something. Like the mafia controls it. But right now, 36 seconds right here. They use their final timeout. Hopkins is walking on the field, and for you guys that are ahead of us in the chat, I'm gonna try not to look at the chat.
Yeah, let's go, D-Hop.
Right now, guys, we talk about all the time D-Hop being that guy. We've already named the airport after him. How do you feel with him lining up with this kick?
I'm confident, man.
Confident?
I feel great. Yeah, I feel great.
I feel great. Nothing. The Kool-Aid is sipping. We ready to go. It's easy money. 34-yard kick right now. 4th and 8. Let's get it done. Let's get it
Shout out
done.
to my guy David Evans Smith in over in New Zealand texting me updates. I think he's even ahead of my totally legal, 100% legal stream in New Jersey. So hey, shout out to New Zealand.
Drop the boot in the chat if you think D-Hop need his own bag.
My gosh. Let's go. Kick is up. Right down the middle. Your Cleveland Browns. 20-17. Bang, bang, bang.
Big bang. Let's go.
So 37 seconds left. Defense needs 1 more stop. And Chicago G has no timeouts. Correct?
No timeouts. No, we don't. Listen,
timeouts.
Hey, listen, you know what it is. We are on steroids up front. It's your best pass rush move. Myles Garrett, you hitting the spin, swim move, back step, 3-point dunk shot, pass rush move. Right off this, ready to go. Everybody hitting their best pass rush move.
Hey, by far the best kicker we done had since Phil Dawson. Hands down, by far the best kicker we done had since Phil Dawson,
man.
What
does he pass Dawson in your mind, Earl? What does he have to do to pass Phil?
Do it more than this season. Yeah, do it for a couple more years.
He got about 10 more seasons.
Yeah.
Is this the best individual kicking season you can remember from a Browns kicker?
Phil Dawson is such a legend. I just naturally assume that he never missed anymore.
I kind of feel like
I just feel like, what do you mean, Phil missed? No, he never missed. That's all he missed. Hey, the Bears got to be sick with it right now. Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm not gonna take no more. If they win this game, you got to clear all smut of Stefanski's game. All smut needs to go.
Yeah. You can't say anything.
You can't say nothing.
You can't say anything about Stefanski. Nothing.
You can't. I can't say that rest of the year.
Hey, here's the thing though. You know why both of y'all right? Mike Tomlin win games like this all the time. All the time, right? And not too many people complain about it.
And you know what? And you're right. And they win them Harbaugh win these type of games. And guess what?
Ravens win these type of games all the time, man. And Joe Flacco said this earlier in the week. He said, with the weather being what this was, this is AFC North football in December. And just to have the opportunity to compete and play AFC North football in December, that's meaningful football. That's all you want. You know, games is going to take their turns left and right and go over some bumps and some hurdles. That's just any game within a game. But for you to be able to hang in there, man, and to continue to make plays and continue to fight. You
dropped that one.
Man, shout out to the Cleveland Browns, man. This is a gutsy performance right here. The man got over 370 passing yards, Mike. He got over 370, man.
I think the team has like 24 rushing yards.
It looked like down. It looked like Z is down.
Zadarius Smith look like he's down right now.
Oh man.
That's a big drop.
Yeah, yes, huge drop. That changes the way everything is looking right. Oh, he'll be all right. Myles Garrett just went berserk on the whole defensive and offensive line, and not only smashed the offensive lineman, but put a helmet in his own man's. Friendly fire from that one.
Hey, stop using that H word with Myles, man.
Friendly fire. He just out here. Hey, listen, he knocked the wind out of him right here in the game. Right here, this is where Defensive Player of the Year awards are given out. This is where you make all pro. You get a sack right here, no timeouts. This game is on ice. It's time for Myles Garrett to pull up in the Lambeau and hit the pass rush move and get it out of here.
The chat saying this is 2 games in a row that Myles Garrett hurt his own teammate.
Hey, that's what. Hey, listen. You know what? It's going to be some casualties out here.
Gee, the fact that last week Myles did not get hurt on that Grant Delpit play, he must be.
That's crazy.
We already knew he wasn't human, but I don't even think his knee should have buckled inward.
All right, look, real quick. This is how we gonna do this, man, because we doing our best to bring y'all a quality show. As y'all bring the super chats in, man, we not gonna wait to the end. We just gonna throw them up as we see them, man. We doing our best.
You see them, read them, bro.
Yeah, we doing our best, man.
I can't see.
We doing our best. Hey, I told y'all. 5-0. I told y'all.
It's 2-0 right now.
2-0 right now. Hey, you gotta count them as they go. Gotta count them as they go. Mike, don't be scared to get excited, man.
I don't know.
Don't be afraid.
I don't like that.
I don't know like what G's saying. All I know is last year I said, barring some crazy circumstance, the Browns are going to be 2-0, and next thing they just collapsed.
No. See, we got it. We got to stop all that. Oh, Lord Jesus, get back there.
Earl, see, let's just finish this game first. What happened, G? What happened?
And they threw the ball on the sideline, and it's a quick 10-yard pass. And I know everybody don't want to give up nothing over the field, but he throws the ball on the sideline, and he ran right between Ward and Newsome. 2 guys on the sideline. You got to make that play, guys.
Yeah. They ain't got no timeouts either, but you can't let them get out of bounds. You can't let them get out of bounds.
In the game.
Right? It's 2017, if I'm not
that was just holding on Myles Garrett right there.
Well, he gets held out.
And listen, David Bell, D'Anthony Bell just hey, the female ref out there ain't giving up nothing. She ain't getting no games from nobody either. I like her fight. She was like, "Don't talk to me. I called what I called."
10 seconds left.
They're
10 seconds.
14 yards.
10 seconds left. They 14 yards out. It looked like from being able to make a game time field goal. They have no timeouts.
G, you're ahead. G, you got to tell me what's happening here.
Right now it's 4th and 10. 2nd and 10. 10 seconds left. The ball is on the 45-yard line for the of the Cleveland Browns. And is that delay of game? Oh, they used their final timeout. Where did they get a timeout from?
Browns just used their final timeout.
Oh, I said, where the heck?
Yeah.
Chicago got that 4th timeout out of Eberflus pulled it out of his
slick back hair. Yeah. All right, so let's set this up. Right now, Browns is up 20-17. The Browns called timeout. Jim Schwartz is out there talking to the troops, letting them know what's going on. Joe Flacco's over there looking like he still don't know what year it is. He's very numb in the face. And right now, the Cleveland Browns have an opportunity to get off this field. I think they're about 10 yards away from getting in his field goal range. So right now, this comes down to pass rush, defensive line. You got to guard out of bounds. Nothing on the sidelines. They may be able to get 2 plays off if they really hit something quick and spike, but I doubt it. I wouldn't want to leave that up to them right now.
Nah.
Justin Fields is on the 50-yard line mark. Guys going to motion. Snap ball. Fields drops back.
Get him down.
Myles Garrett with some pressure. incomplete pass.
Hey, so this looked like a Hail Mary situation.
Yeah, 5 seconds. This looked like a Hail Mary situation. Good pressure from the inside. Myles Garrett was on the outside as well, and they forced a quick throw. 5 seconds left. So now they're in between land. They can't really run nothing in the middle. This is a Hail Mary, looking good for the Cleveland Browns. One more play. Knock it down. Knock it down. Knock it down.
I don't know what's happening downstairs, but I hear my parents yelling, "Oh my God, oh my God." I know they're watching the game.
Listen, I'm tripping myself.
I don't know what game they're watching.
5 wide. Justin Fields is on the mid-yard line. He drops back. They flush him out to his left. He throws back, puts the ball with a lot of air on it. Ball in the end zone.
No.
Oh,
my God.
Interception. Browns win. He had it. Oh, my goodness. Mooney had the ball off the knockdown. It hit him in the throat, hit him in his chest pad. He had it on the ground. That was a touchdown. Pops up. DeAnthony Bell intercepts it. The Browns win this one. And what a barn burner it was.
No exaggeration. Nah, I was almost out of here.
He had it.
I was almost out of here. Oh my God!
I just saw it. Holy! So that I guess the Browns game had flipped on a Fox downstairs because I heard my parents yelling, "Oh my God! Oh my God!" And guess what?
Wow!
Oh my goodness gracious!
Oh, McNuggets! Let me tell you something, man.
His arms. I was in his arms.
He had it right. He had it right.
Baby. Oh. 3-0 juice. Wacko for Flacco. 3-0. Let's put him up. 1 dub.
Hey.
2 dub. 3 dub. You are early 60% away from completing one of the craziest, most ridiculous predictions that UCSS has ever seen. I thought Earl would have learned his lesson after we went terribly wrong on the 6-0 Deshaun Watson bet last year. But Earl, you're at 3-0 so far, and Joe Flacco has put together a 370-yard game, 11-yard game, and a 254-yard game in 3 games as the Browns starting quarterback. Who in their wildest damn dreams would have ever pictured that a month ago?
Man, listen, man, I can't remember the last time I seen the Cleveland Browns quarterback with this much passing yards in consecutive games like that. Like, man, my heart literally just jumped out my chest. The end of that game was crazy. I cannot believe what I just seen. Yo, shout out to Joe Flacco, man. A couple of them throws, they was a little whack, but hey, it is. I'm still wacko for Flacco, but that great game, man. The defense, man, they played lights out. The Chicago Bears offense got nothing for real. Damn.
Listen,
I'm still trying to catch myself, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Yo,
oh my goodness.
Let me tell you something, McNuggets.
Hey, that's how I feel. This is exactly how I feel, man. My heart is all out of whack right now. Like, Jesus Christ.
Bro, why can't any of these be easy, G? Why can't any of these be easy? G, it's all you, man. All you.
Hey, listen. First and foremost, I want the most due respect placed on my name. I want the highest level of respect. I take the craziest takes. I stand on what I stand on. I told you in the middle of the year we needed a veteran. I said, listen, not only we need a veteran, we need a veteran that's going to play over DTR. In these type of games is why you got the veteran. I said Joe Flacco would throw for 300 last week. I came back, doubled down on Friday and said he would throw for another 300, and Mary Kay Cabot co-signed that. I want people to understand. I want the respect due on my name. First and foremost, shout out to the Cleveland Browns for giving me one of the most enjoyable seasons I've ever had as a watching person in my life. Thank you so much for what you brought to the table. And I said it, and I'm gonna tell y'all like this. As leader of the Kool-Aid Mafia, as not only the president, but a client and an addict of the Kool-Aid, I am going to say this first and foremost right now. All smut has to be taken off Kevin Stefanski's name. All of it. And I provided a lot of shovels on his name. Myself. I told you I was the innovator of saying he got 4 games next year. He got 4 to 6 games. And guess what he did in those 4 to 6 games? What he was able to do today with a patchwork line that had Adam the Bull, Jason Lloyd, Garrett Bush, and Brad Sellers. Yes, OG Brad Sellers. They dug his corpse up, put him on the right end. He was out there blocking, and they still got to win. Joe Flacco threw 3 interceptions and then had the heart to just sort of keep throwing the ball down the field. That goes a lot to say. These dudes believe these dudes, when you say there's something special about them, no, it ain't special. This is beyond special. This is borderline on the paranormal. The Cleveland Browns under Kevin Stefanski will not refuse to lose or give up, and he needs credit for that. I'm done putting smut on his name for the rest of the year. Shout out to Stefanski.
Hey, man, listen, man. The Cleveland Browns offensive line so beat up, they called to put my little ass on call, man. They told me to be on standby. So you know it's bad, bro, when I'm getting a call. McNuggets, I don't know if your phone is getting the calls out there, but word is you on standby too, man. They need as many offensive linemen as they can get. I echo what G just said. You know, like Kevin Stefanski continues to show that he's a great leader of men. He continues to show that he's a damn good head coach. And I know me, for one, I need to stop seesawing back and forth, and I need to stop being so emotional about my overall opinion of him. Like, does he have some things that I don't like? Yeah. Does he have his flaws? Yeah. Is there things with a situational play calling that can be better? Absolutely. But you know what, man? Overall, I think this dude is a great leader of men. I think he stayed composed no matter what the situation is. We never really see Kevin Stefanski not be even keel. You can clearly tell that the players respect him. You can clearly tell that he's never lost the locker room. And through what's been one of the most adverse seasons of his coaching career, Gee, I don't know about you, but this is right up there with 2020. When you think about what COVID provided and him being a first-time head coach and every hurdle that he had to, overcome in 2020, you look at this year and all the hurdles and all the drama and all the adversity, man, and this team is not 5, man, trying to chase down the Baltimore Ravens for the division lead. Like, it's a beautiful thing.
You guys know me. I have been a Stefanski defender through and through from the get-go, even through some tough times. But today, I don't even think this is a Stefanski. He deserves the credit for the win game. Like, he obviously does, and I'm taking nothing away from him. But I think Joe Flacco and this defense are the two people I have to start with first in terms of allowing the Browns to prevail and overcome some ridiculous circumstances to come away with the win. First off, the defense, the two touchdowns Chicago scored, a pick six and another interception that took them down to the 2-yard line, the 1-yard line, G?
Yep.
The defense gave up no sustained drives to Chicago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Chicago, from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, 3 points. That's it.
Unbelievable.
The defense gets all the credit in the world today. The Browns were able to come back and beat Chicago was the fact the defense got stop after stop after stop when Chicago could have put a knife in their heart and led the game to death. It didn't happen. And that's because the defense forced 3 and out after 3 and out after 3 and out down the stretch. So I actually start with the defense. And Stefanski, we can give him credit. I love Stefanski. I think he's a very, very good head coach. But how about Joe Dan Flacco, guys? 3 picks. He was coming off 2 games where he was not perfect, but very, very, very good. And there were a couple times today because G. Bush in the group chat, we were talking about it. He threw 3. He could have thrown 7 or 8.
Yep.
He could have thrown a lot more. And Joe Flacco, to his credit, and this is what a veteran quarterback and a guy with the wealth of experience that Joe Flacco has, brings to the table that someone like DTR may develop one day, but probably doesn't have at this point. A resiliency and an ability to handle the moment. And despite the early interceptions, and despite the early turnover-worthy throws that didn't end up being picked off, despite the fumbles, despite the pressure from the Bears defensive line, despite his guys on the outside not having a ton of separation. In the fourth quarter, he stepped up and hit Marquise Goodwin on a 57-yard bomb. Hello, Marquise Goodwin. It's a pleasure to meet you, man. We've been waiting for that for 15 weeks now. He hits Njoku on that last drive off his back foot on 3rd down. And Joe Flacco, when it mattered most, made big throw after big throw after big throw. I start with the defense as the reason the Browns won. And then I go to Joe Flacco and his resiliency. He wasn't perfect today. I say he played average at best. But when it mattered most, Joe Flacco was in his damn bag. And the cardiac kids find a way to move to 9-5 on the season.
Hey, McNuggets, I got something to say. I don't even know how many people in here. And I'm so overjoyed by Joe Flacco throwing the ball 2 weeks in a row. I got a special announcement. If you email your boy G Bush at gbush91@hotmail.com, and you put the tagline just in the subject line, Flacco, I'm giving out 5 brand new hoodies We got the playoff purple out right now for Joe Flacco.
Ooh.
The playoff purple Kool-Aid for Joe Flacco. I got 5 of them dropping. If you want to get you one of these, just hit me up. I'm giving 5 random joints away. Courtesy of G. Bush in the barbershop. Kool-Aid Mafia, we here to stay, and I'm giving out the purple. You be the first one to get them. BushlineBeauty.com. Go gbush91 at hotmail.com. Put Flacco in there, and you're going to be entered into a random drawing. I'm giving 5 Kool-Aid Mafia, the Flacco purple playoff joints coming out.
Bro, what do you think of Browns defense today, man? I thought it was a pretty damn special performance.
Hold on. Before we get there, man, I ain't got no merch to give out, but y'all know how I've been getting down lately, right? Catch me tomorrow morning, man. I got 5 more gift memberships for the fans, man. You know, I can't do that, man. I've been blessing y'all with the 5 and 5 the last couple of days. I got 5 more, man. I got 5 for Flacco. That's what I got. You know, got 5 for Flacco. That's what I got.
I love that. Hey, what do you think of the Browns defense, though? Let's start there. We'll come back to the offense, Stefanski, and the lack of a running game.
I thought the Browns
injuries, but defense was phenomenal.
I thought the Browns defense was phenomenal, man. As a whole, they played a great game. I thought Jock, I thought he did his thing. You know, they did a great job of containing Justin Fields for the most part. Man, my boy MJ Emerson is a flat-out dog, man. He was just everywhere, all over the field, making plays. I thought DeAnthony Bill stepped in and had a great game. I thought Ronnie Hickman stepped in and he did his thing. Dalvin Thomas, and we've been talking about the interior, the defensive line needing to show up. And boom, what did he do? He show up. So, like, it was great to see this defense be at home, be galvanized by that home crowd, and like, man, just show up and put forth an effort like that. And they kept us in the game, even when the offense wasn't clicking. You know, we gave the ball up 3 times, and one of them turned into 7 points. Like, and nobody lost their composure on the defensive side of the ball. They just hung in there. They kept playing hard, and they did what they did. They did what they had to do to help us secure this victory.
G, what do you think?
Man, listen, I tell you what, as I watch this game, I love the fact that, this was a game where you look at what the defense was able to do for me. And people don't understand how difficult it is, how crazy it is to stop people the way the Browns stop people. So many plays. I look at Alex Wright on the jet sweep on the stop. I look at Cameron Mitchell stopping Justin Fields, clapping his ankles on the 4th down. They had to get rid of the ball. I look at multiple people, Myles Garrett doing this thing, Zadarius Smith doing this thing. And the great thing about this is there's some Johnny-come-latelys when it comes to defense. One of the things that you cannot deny, is the fact that the Cleveland Browns at home are a different animal. The fans are a different animal at home. They get off the field, and even when they was down 17-7, Jeremiah Rusu-Koramoah, they just kept plugging away. And you know why that works? Because they know, unlike a lot of people, I love DTR, I love young quarterbacks, but here's the thing about veterans. Veterans that have thrown 3 picks before is not going to be shy about throwing 4. That's the problem. That's one of the things that I love. And when you come back on that last drive, and when you look at it, the ball he threw to Amari Cooper in between 3 defenders was sickening. That was one of the best balls I've seen in years. And he threw it in there, tightrope, got it there. When they got that touchdown, I said, oh, it's over. It's over. Hit that like button too. Hit that like button. Stop playing with them.
My bad, man. I'm out here gifting memberships now. I couldn't wait till tomorrow, man. It's a Victory Sunday. Tomorrow ain't promised, man. We out here, man. We ain't smoking on no pack. We eating gummy bear edibles tonight. All night. We on them gummy bears all night.
Gee, it's funny you say that when Amari scored, you thought the game was over. I actually thought at the end of the first half, if the Browns were able to get 3 points on that last drive, that last 2-minute drive before the half, it would have been over, because I felt so confident in this defense being able to shut down Chicago's offense that they just needed a lead. They just needed some sort of lead. They were playing from behind, then it was tied, and then in the second half they were behind till the very end. For whatever reason, and Chicago's offense isn't great. I think we could all agree it's a pretty pedestrian, mediocre offense in totality. And Justin Fields made a couple nice throws. The weather was far from ideal, but definitely affected both quarterbacks. But take nothing away from the Browns defense. I don't know when Denzel Ward's in the game how you attack this defense consistently. Because if I'm a quarterback, I'm scared as hell throwing towards Denzel Ward on one side, MJ Emerson on the other side, and Greg Newsome in the slot. When you have the mobile linebackers in JOK and even Taki, I thought did a good job kind of getting in those passing lanes across the middle of the field. They held Justin Fields to 47% completion, sub 50. I mean, like there was no, and his average depth of target was 6 yards, far lower than his season average and the league average. So they were holding him to low percentage passes on what should have been high percentage attempts. I don't know how you attack this defense, because in the run game, they held the Bears to 3.3 yards a carry. They held the Bears to 4.2 yards per pass attempt. When Denzel Ward's back on the field, there's no weakness.
Right.
There's no one area to scheme against. And unless you have 2 or 3 DJ Moores, which Chicago clearly doesn't, you're kind of screwed. Your hands are tied behind your back.
You really can't. You really can't. When the Browns got them 3 dudes rolling, it's very. And first of all, you brought up something. Hey, Greg Newsome. Hey, come here. Let me talk to you real quick. I see what you've been doing. You've been listening to the show. I know you've been listening to the show, and we've been on you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We out of all the other corners, we the hardest on you because you the youngest. I'm gonna just let you know something. You've been doing your thing. And I don't got no problem with you dancing after every play as long as you're going to make them plays. You know what I'm saying? You putting the L's up. I see you put the L's up. I see that. I like what you're doing out there. I think you playing with the most confidence you done played in a long time. I like what you doing. You coming up on the run support. Shout out to Greg Newsome. 2 weeks in a row, you doing your thing. Right now, we may miss a lot of people, but when we get them 3 corners in the game, it gets spooky season out here. It's spooky season, bro. Like it's like really, it's like spooky, like watching like scary movies in your basement when your wife is upstairs. And you kind of like, am I scared a little bit? Stop jumping out of the shadows and stuff like that. I don't know. Like let a person know. Now, you ain't gonna be just throwing the ball like you want to on the Browns. And as long as they got them defensive pass rushers and JOK running around like he a running back playing playing linebacker. Very tough to score in the Cleveland Browns, especially at home. 9-5 right now. It might be a long shot to get a home playoff game, but man, this has been a beautiful, beautiful season at home. Shout out to the fans and the Browns defense.
Man, no, shout out to the UCSS fans, man. Jimmy Schultz just gifted 5 memberships. We also got Jeff who gifted 5 memberships, man. People are showing out on this Victory Sunday. We're not waiting on Monday. Tomorrow ain't promised, man. We're going to turn up all night. The Browns is 9-5, and we looking to chase down the Ravens.
Where they giving these memberships at?
Man, I'm on YouTube, man. We on YouTube, man. Just go on your phone, man. Give away some memberships too, man. Why not, man? Let's do it, man.
Is there we got any super chats before we get to our next point of the
I'm going all the way through them, man. You see the super chats as you go on the screen. So whatever you seen scroll, that's what we didn't say. That's what we'd have had in the super chats.
Gotcha. All right, well, I'm on my phone, so I can't see it. That's the only reason I was asking. But all right, as long as they're getting up there, we appreciate y'all. We apologize for the little different setup this week with me being back in Jersey. But guys, Joe Flacco. I'll ask you, then we'll go to G, and I'll wrap it up here with Joe. But when the Browns were down in the second half, despite the turnovers earlier, despite the lack of an offensive presence for the first 40 minutes of the game, did you ever think this Browns team was completely out of it with Joe Flacco at the helm? Or did you have a sense of calmness knowing that the guy under center in this particular game was a guy who's proven it on the biggest stage, in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl, and come through time and time again?
It wasn't even just Joe Flacco. I mean, I answer your question directly. Yes. I mean, just having Joe Flacco under center, understanding, his resume and what he can get done, they gave me a sense of calm. I'm gaining more and more faith and trust in Kevin Stefanski every week. That gave me a sense of calm. But more than anything, Mike, man, we done played and won some ugly games all year. It's not the first time the Browns have been in this situation. Hell, the deficit was worse than that when we came back against Baltimore. It's like the fact that I continue to see my team do amazing things, the fact that I continue to see my team never quit and always fight, that's why I knew that the Browns was going to be in this game until the very end. That's why I knew that we had an opportunity to win. So, yeah, Joe Flacco gets a lot of that credit. But before Joe Flacco even showed up, This team showed that they was battle tested. This team showed that they was resilient. And this team showed that, like, man, as long as they can continue to hang in there, like, they'd be okay. Like I said, I go back to the Ravens game. The deficit was much larger than this, and we seen Deshaun Watson trot us right back and lead us to victory. So, like, this team as a whole, they just got a different bounce about them. Like, they just got a different attitude. They got a different mentality, man. It's just really hard to put your finger on.
G, let me ask you a question real quick, and I'm going to try looking this up after the show, but I had my 5 stats this week, and I mentioned the Browns were the only team this year to have 4 quarterbacks win a game. They were the only team with 8 or more wins to use more than one quarterback, and all 4 quarterbacks have beaten the team over 500. All 4 Browns quarterbacks this season have now led a game-winning drive. I bet you that's the first time in the history of the NFL that's happened. I'll try to double-check and confirm, but I would bet a decent chunk of money it's the first time in NFL history 4 separate quarterbacks have led a game-winning drive for the same team in one season.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that just shows you, and you have to, that's why I'll be talking about it like this. That means you got to give credit to the signal caller for because when you're doing a 2-minute drive, we can say it's impressive because Joe Flacco brought him back. He's a veteran, blah, blah, blah. You can say Deshaun Watson is a franchise quarterback. You expect him to do stuff like that against the Baltimore Ravens. That's what you pay him for. So that, okay, cool. But when you get back to DTR and him completing plays and completing passes and coming back from behind and getting wins, and then you talk about not only him, but P.J. Walker, who is borderline not even an NFL quarterback, you have to start looking at what's going on the offensive side of football. And on top of that, I want to go back to it. I tweeted millions of times. You asked Earl, did you have faith in Joe Flacco? I had faith in Joe Flacco. I didn't have faith in the offensive line. I mean, Christensen, Hudson. You take a look at what Dunn was doing. Nick Harris had a tough ball game in the middle. They was either getting knocked in the backfield, getting called for holding, or false starting. That was, and to get all 5 of those dudes to get to do their job so that the ball can get off, it was like an uphill battle. I told him, I said, look, this is an uphill battle. However, they found a way to make a couple of plays here or there. And when you want to make a comeback, you got to have a spark somewhere. The worst thing you want to ever have if you're in the wilderness, what's the first thing you need, McNuggets, if you're in the wilderness? Get you a hatchet.
A fire.
And a fire. You need just a little ember somewhere. And when you get that, you can now spread your fire. Somebody else can pile on. You can put some wood here and keep it going. The Browns found a way with Joe Flacco. They kept a little bit of fire here or there. They kept moving and shaking. And one thing we noticed, the Ravens, or excuse me, not the Ravens, but the Bears were all over our short routes, all over our comebacks, our sit down, our stick routes. They found 2 or 3 plays. And we forgot about this one too. The Marquise Goodwin ball. That Marquise Goodwin bomb did more for us than we knew. We only got a field goal off of that. But what it did is it made people back up off of us a little bit because we can now stretch the field.
I just think.
No, you go, Earl. All you.
No, I just think, like, to add on to what G said, you get down to when DTR and PJ Walker is leading game-winning drives, now you talking about, like, okay, there's a real culture change going on with the Cleveland Browns here. You know what I mean? And as I'm hearing both of you all just spit out fact after fact, it's like, damn, like, I know I'm a homer, but in all seriousness, who the hell else could really be coach of the year? You got 4 different starting quarterbacks, one of them being a rookie, the other one shouldn't be in the NFL. All 4 of them have led your team to a game-winning drive. Then you got a makeshift offensive line. The Cleveland Browns currently got 4 of their starting 5 offensive linemen out. You got about 7 to 13 starters that's on injury reserve. Maybe I'm exaggerating on the 13, but at minimum, you got 7 starters on injury reserve. Your team is 9-5, and they got 7 wins, I believe, or 6 or 7 wins in their entire conference. When you just continue, and they beat just about every team that's currently in the playoffs right now. So when you continue to list off things that the Cleveland Browns has done this year, how the hell is anybody the coach of the year but Kevin Stefanski? And I know I'm a homer, but it's
you're right.
On.
Listen, he's gonna be in the conversation, and there's still 3 weeks to go. I know Anthony put a topic in the show a couple of weeks ago, had Miles wrapped up the Defensive Player of the Year trophy after he had his last big game. He hasn't had a sack since then. So blame Anthony for the Myles Garrett sack biscuit. So, like, I don't want to get – and it's not a knock on Stefanski. It's just so much can change in the next 3 weeks. Who knows? But he's right in the conversation, and he has as good of a candidacy resume as anyone else in the league, point blank, period. I want to get back to the offensive line real quick, G, because when Bitonio went out, they were down to one starter on the offensive line, which we all thought going into the season may have been the strength of this football team. And you're down to one. You're on two tackles who, for the most part, we had never heard of. I mean, we know James Hudson was in the system, but we all said if he had to play, we were in trouble. Jerron Christian, we did true or false on him last week, and no one knew a single answer because he's such a new face to this offense, even though he's played for a couple weeks. Michael Dunn's back off reserve. We underestimated how good Ethan Pochich has been. And I think a lot of people kind of thought, well, Nick Harris was supposed to be the starter last year. He'll slide right in. It won't be a major drop-off. I go back to in the first quarter, that first 3rd and 3, I think it was 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2. They tried handing it off up the middle to Kareem Hunt. And as soon as the handoff happened, the Bears defensive tackle had Nick Harris on his ass and tackled Kareem Hunt for a 3-yard loss in plus territory. And the Browns ended up having a punt there. And, gee, the fact that some way, somehow, some circumstance, and I don't even know the right words to use here. I'm literally just blabbing here. They found a way to put together 3 scoring drives in the last 12 minutes of the football game behind a patchwork offensive line to the likes we've literally never seen. I don't even know how to describe how impressive that is. I can't put into words.
It's beyond. It's beyond. Listen. This is why I say this isn't divine. This is paranormal, bro. This is the X-Files, bro. This is Goosebumps. This is crazy stuff that does not happen to regular teams. It's just something about Mary. It's just something about these Cleveland Browns. I'm not gonna lie. It almost is like it don't matter who they put in right now. It don't. Like, and you can't live like this forever, but it don't matter. It's almost like they looked around and was like, oh, yeah, Bengals, y'all thought y'all was going to get a game? Psych. Oh, y'all thought y'all was doing something because you came back? We're going to come back to it. They looked at them games yesterday, and they continue to win. They could have easily gave this game away. This game was done. The Bears was over there looking like, yeah, let's go ahead and pop them champagne corks. Boy, they look like they've been sick to their stomach. And I'm going to let you know something, man. This team, sky's the limit. And they don't even have it. We should go with. I'm not even when I get there on Monday. I'm not saying but nothing. But the offensive line, we don't care. But the receivers, we don't care. But Stefan, we don't care. Stop telling me but. You either believe at this point or you don't believe. Like I mean, I don't know what else you can do.
G, you lucky we on YouTube and there's some copyright rules. Boy, I'll play Lil Wayne Sky's the Limit right now. That should be the Browns anthem for the rest of the season.
Steve will be like, what? We're demonetized.
Man, listen, Lil Wayne Sky's the Limit. Listen, Mike, you know what's going on. I'm telling you. Yeah. No, I'm telling you, that should definitely be the Browns motto, man, for the rest of the year, man. Seriously, like, anything that the Browns still wanted to accomplish, believe it or not, is still right there for the taking. And with everything that's going on, if any of us, if you told us that everything that you wanted to accomplish was still right there for you to accomplish, like you'd be like, no, are you crazy? But you just look at how everything has played out within our own season, without the NFL, throughout the NFL in general, and it's like, man, damn, it's right there for you. You know what I mean? And like that's the beauty. You got to let the season play out, like, you know, throughout the season every year as its own and just see what happens. This team has showed so much resiliency, man. And it's just like hats off to Stefanski, hats off to Andrew Berry, hats off to Jim Schwartz, to Callahan. Like, Jerron Christian is here because Callahan was part of an organization that drafted him some time ago. You know what I mean? And so the fact that, like, I'll bring that point up because clearly this is a collective effort. You know, we hear them say all the time that this is a collective effort. So that means everybody got some input about who's coming into this building. Everybody's voice is heard. And that's a sign of good leadership. When you're able to be open to ideas, when you're able to be open to what these coaches need, like, this organization is not the same old Browns. And they continue to prove that, man, week in and week out. Like, This is the weather-wise, this is like the third ugly game the Browns to play this season. And they 3-0. You know, if we talk about this team being built as their conference say they should be built, you know, we can play some AFC North football. And even when it get ugly, and even when we turn the ball over, man, that defense, man, they hung in there. The offensive line, they share problems today. But you know what? Give me a veteran quarterback. If I got to have a makeshift offensive line, give me a veteran quarterback who has seen damn near anything. And you know what? It's going to be good enough on a bad day. And the Browns was good enough on what was not a good day for us. But you know what? We got that dub.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Got that dub.
I got one more point, then I got to dip here, guys, and you can wrap it up on your own and get any last super chats in. I know Earl, you got some stuff to do too, but I'll end with this. We, as a collective, look at the amount of talent the Browns have on the field and the amount of talent the Browns have on the sidelines. And your mental jump, your subconscious mental jump is this team has no chance. And I think this team has proven time after time, and especially the last 3 weeks, that if you count out this Browns team, you're not only making a mistake, but you're going to make yourself look like a fool. Can this team win a Super Bowl? We'll find out in February. But I don't feel confident telling you that I know with any certainty this team can't. Because as soon as you say this team can't do something, guess what they do? They found a way to prevail. You look at the box score. They shouldn't have beat Chicago today. They did. You look at the Jacksonville game.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have won that game per se. You even go back to LA. Yeah, they lost that game, but Joe Flacco threw for 250 off the couch, barely knew the damn playbook. Joe Flacco made some mistakes that we hadn't seen him make in the first 2 weeks. That's going to happen. Quarterbacks make mistakes. Even Patrick Mahomes ain't perfect. But when it mattered most, he found a way. When Kevin Stefanski had to dial up the perfect deep shot, Marquise Goodwin was there. You know they had that play in the playbook since training camp, G. You know he's been waiting for the perfect time. Now, granted, Marquise missed 8 weeks with a concussion or whatever, but he's had that in his back pocket for years. He brought DTR in on a 4th down and threw a damn screen pass with DTR. Kevin Stefanski is pulling out every trick in the book, not because he's a crazy cuckoo maniac who thinks he's smarter, but because he has to. And this team has to pick each other up. And for the last 6 weeks, and really the whole season, but the last 6 weeks in particular, they found different ways. They found ways to win. And the one constant is the position we thought was the least constant in the preseason. That's the kicker. The offense has been up and down. The defense has been up and down. Dustin Hopkins has been the best kicker in the AFC this year, the second best kicker in football. And at the end of the day, G, we are 15 weeks into the NFL season. The Browns are 9-5, have 4 different quarterbacks with wins, have 4 different quarterbacks with fourth quarter game-winning drives, and are in a prime position to have the most important playoff seed outside of the 1 seed in the entire NFL. And I'll say this. You could be the 2 seed, the 3 seed, and have to play a much better team than being the 5 seed and playing the winner of the AFC South. And I'd rather have to go to Jacksonville or go to Houston or go to Indy, whichever team ends up coming out of the AFC South, than would be having to place either Buffalo at home or whatever. We can talk about that another day. But the Browns have kept a cushion ahead of themselves in the AFC playoff race, despite the most ridiculous injury circumstances I can imagine and ever remember a team going through. This team's fun as hell. It's fun as hell to watch, Earl. They're resilient as hell. I'm not from Cleveland. Y'all know that. They've embraced, and this team embodies everything that Cleveland's supposed to be. And it's been a lot of fun to watch.
I'll let you get out of here, man. Enjoy the rest of your vacation, man. But I'll tell you this. I'll play any team anywhere, and I don't care about playing the Buffalo Bills or nobody at home. The Browns got one of the best home records in the entire NFL this year. And the one thing that you did say that I can tell you as a true Clevelander, like when you tell this team they can't do something, they'll show you that they can. For the first time in a long time, we finally got a football team that embodies the city of Cleveland, right? Our back is always against the wall. People are always doubting us. People are always telling us what we can't do. And just like the city of Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns is continuing to push back and telling people to STFU.
Damn straight. G. Earl, y'all hold down a fort. I love y'all. I love the Browns. I love Joe Flacco. You know what? I can't say that word, but let's go. All right, boys?
All right, man. Be great. All right, Jim, we got a couple minutes, man. We're going to close this thing out, man. I just want to say, man, shout out to everybody that's here. We had 2.8. We done stuck at 2.8 this entire time. Make sure y'all run them likes up, man. Y'all already know the show gonna be crazy. G done gave away some stuff. I done gifted some memberships, man. Shout out to the UCSS fans that's gifted some memberships. G, you got any final thoughts on this, man?
Yeah, listen, final thoughts is shout out to the fans, man. This is enjoyable. Like I said, man, I'm enjoying every single game because, you know, it's almost like I'm seeing a different way you can win a football game. I get to see people's heart and they fight out on display every single week. And the best thing about this is the Browns are in the thick of a playoff race. And I love the fact that every single time, every week they talk about them, they want to like be like, can you keep this up? Can you keep balling? Can you keep doing this type of stuff? And it's interesting and it's fun to see a competitive AFC. And when you look at it right now, Dallas and the Bills are fighting for their life. Cincinnati Bengals game against the Minnesota Vikings game was a tremendous game. You look around the division, Pittsburgh loses yesterday and, Denver loses yesterday. So the Cleveland Browns have finally started to learn to capitalize off other people's errors and mistakes, and they're putting some distance between them and other teams, 9-5. And this team is going to be able to go on the road and play a team like the Houston Texans. That's going to be a good football game. I expect C.J. Stroud to play. But once again, I put it on the Cleveland Browns, and I think they're going to go down there and be ready to play. Awesome game. This looks like this is going to be down to the wire. And happy Merry Christmas to everybody. I got a Christmas party to go to. Shout out to my wife. I got to support. But here's the thing. How good, how fun, how damn fun is it for us to be sitting there at Christmas, at holiday time, and our Cleveland Browns is well within the 100 things. And every time they show them damn standings, they got to put your Cleveland Browns on there and put some respect on their name. Kool-Aid Mafia, you know what it is.
Yes, sir. G, get to your Christmas party, man.
Close it out, Earl. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. All right, man, I'm going to close this thing out with my final thoughts, man. They left Cleveland's zone to close it out for y'all. So this is what it is, man. The Cleveland Browns is 9-5. 2-0 on the 5-0 train to Wacko for Flacco. As I said in those statements to Mike, man, the Cleveland Browns right now are embodying what this city is. A hard hat, lunch pail city that brings it every single day. No matter what people tell us we can't do, no matter how much people try to stop us, we continue to push back, we continue to fight, and we continue to show people what time it is, man. The Cleveland Browns are showing people right now what time it is. And they don't give a damn about how many people is on IR. They don't give a damn about who's under center as starting quarterback. As long as they wake up every Sunday and have the ability to take that field, they're going to fight and they're going to do whatever they can, man, to come away victorious. I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the post-game show. We'll see you tomorrow morning for a Victory Monday on UCSS. Peace.